Hello. Actually, it is the 9th of April, but just barely. It's like 2 minutes before midnight. I've had a long day. It's last day before a 4-day weekend, Easter weekend. And then my main job, we get Good Friday off and Easter Monday off. So it has been a very busy day. So I thought I would do my video before I went to bed. Anyway, as far as the numbers, today we're now at 461,000 cases in America. New York is up to 161,000. There's a article that states that New York State has more cases of COVID-19 than any other countries. That's if you believe the data that's coming out of China, which is a different story for a different day. There's now up to 16,000 deaths in America. As far as North Carolina, we're now at 3,700. A little over that as far as those things. As far as the news goes, it's weird because there's an article on a local news station where there are some people who so the public schools have been out since middle of March. And I think like March 13th was the last day they've actually been in school. And they haven't really had school. They haven't been really doing anything. They haven't been really getting grades or whatever. And the Board of Education in North Carolina basically said, we'll go ahead and do pass-fail grades. So if students have been passing their grades, we'll just probably end up doing that for the rest of the year. Well, now there's this big movement among some students and some parents in Wake County, where they're pushing to say, no, we want the letter grades because we want to be rewarded for our work. Okay. Yes, I understand that. Yes, you want to be rewarded for your work. If you worked hard in a class, you want to get a good grade. Okay. It's a very simple solution. It's what most colleges are doing. Give them the option to opt in, whether they want to choose the letter grade that they earned or just choose pass-fail. That way the students who have earned good grades and done stuff can get the reward that they're looking for, and those who have run into issues for any number of reasons, okay, they may be, they've been sick themselves, when their family's been sick, they've been isolated, they don't have technology, whatever the deal is, they're not punished for what's happening. That way it's the best of both worlds. Now there are those who are going to say, well, look, the student wasn't really doing that great, and so the passing thing isn't really going to be the best thing for them. Well, you can't necessarily know that for everybody, okay? So, but to say, everybody should get their grade that they earned, just simply because you did well in a class is pretty narrow-minded, I would say. So I'm not a big fan of that approach. I really like, again, the schools that I work at, they've been using this, again, where students can actually choose the pass-fail option on which courses that they were really impacted by. So if they've done well in a course, they can keep that letter grade. If they've done really poorly in a course, then they can get a passing grade instead. And you say, well, why would that be fair? Well, there's some classes that lend themselves better to being taught face-to-face as opposed to online. I can think of maybe say you like math classes. You maybe need that one-on-one instruction, and get that feedback and stuff like that. It could be any number of things. It couldn't necessarily math, and each student's a little different. So a student who may have done very well in a class in a face-to-face setting now finds themselves in an online setting and they're struggling, and so the pass option is really great for them because they've really been trying. Again, we're thinking of best case scenarios here, and so it doesn't really hurt them, the fact that they didn't necessarily do anything wrong and they're really trying. But let's say they have like something they're really strong in, let's say like English, and English, the instruction is a little more understandable. Not that it's anything against the teacher, but it's just a little bit more of their learning style, and they're getting it, and they can adapt to the online thing, and they end up getting a good grade in that. Well, then they can get a good grade on that, and it'll help their GPA. The pass means they got through the class. It doesn't hurt their GPA, doesn't help their GPA. So I don't know. I got a little bent out of shape when it's like. So many people are just like, what about me? What about me? What about me? Well, what about us? what about us? Okay, what about us as a society? Figure out, well, okay, yeah, that may be an inconvenience for you, but what's the solution that we can offer that is, more of a compromise, where it's going to be more mutually beneficial than just making a change solely for your own benefit? And I think that's what kind of got me worked up. Anyway, so yeah, some good news for today is I talked to my daughter, my oldest daughter, who's married. Her husband, if he was infected, again, he never was severe enough that he had to actually go in and get tested. He's been feeling a lot better, which is really good. And again, it's the erring on the side of caution. Do we know for a fact that he had it? No. Do we know for a fact that he didn't have it? No, because there are people who get it and it's very, very mild, and then it just goes away. So that we think, hopefully, we kind of got through that. The other big news for today for my family is that my second daughter, Emily, would have graduated from college today. Of course, they canceled school and whatever. I mean, she still did her classes and did online, and so she still finished and has earned her degree. But instead of us, being whatever, so we had like a little graduation ceremony here at our house, which was pretty cool. It was pretty neat, and my wife was awesome because she went and she went and ordered a 2020 tassel for my daughter. So that's the one that graduated from college, so we're very proud of her. Anyway, so that's it for the 9th, which is actually the 10th now, but we're going to call this the 9th of April of 2020.